Greetings citizens, and thanks for joining me here at Smash and Crash. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at all the different Hornet variants currently available in 2.5. Let's go ahead and get the basic similarities out of the way here. They all have the exact same mounts available. First off, they all have one size 4 mount under each wing. They all have 4 missiles on each wing for a total of 8. The missiles, of course, vary. They all have a nose mount available for an unmanned canard turret, but not all of them have the turret. And they also have a ball mount on top for another unmanned turret. But again, only one of them actually comes with that turret standard. There's other mounts and accessories that are on here, and we're going to go through all that a little bit later. Let's start off with the Hornet F7C, the civilian close support. This particular variant doesn't have a whole lot of bells and whistles to it. It's got a couple of Badger repeaters, gimbal mounted to each wing, 1 to each wing, there's only a couple total. There are 4 Spark 1 missiles under each wing. It says Dominators on the website, but Robert Space Industries is probably referencing something that's either coming or that was there. It's entirely possible it either wasn't updated or there's just a variance in the ship that I have. Either way, I didn't change it, but what I got were the Spark missiles. In addition to the Spark missiles, there's no other actual armaments. It's just the Badger repeaters and the missiles there. 8 of them, which is great and handy, but there is actually a big box store-all compartment underneath there that is replacing the ball turret. That particular loadout allows you to carry some more cargo, which is pretty handy, especially if you're just doing civilian missions, cargo missions. There it is. So this is the base model of the ship. It does come with the cargo as an additional little piece to it there. Let's go straight from baseline to big guns. This is the F7CM Super Hornet. It utilizes all the hard points. Starting off with the canard turret mount up front, it has the canard turret, which is an unmanned turret that has 2 Bulldog repeaters on it. It also has the 8 Marksman 1 missiles. There's 4 on each wing. However, the website says that they're Stalker IR missiles. Again, this could be outdated, it could be different, it could just be a bug in my hangar, you never know. But I just want to share with you what I see versus what's on the website. It has the ball turret with 2 Badger repeaters up top. It's also got one Mark IV laser cannon gimbal mounted to each wing, as well as a couple Aegis Tundra coolers and an AMRS Exogen power plant. But according to the site, that's supposed to be an LR7 Ultra Overdrive. That is kind of negligible at this point, but we'll see what happens when the power plants get to be a little more detailed and have more impact on what's going on with your ship, how many weapons it can handle, that kind of thing. So I look forward to seeing how that works out too. Moving on from that quintessential dogfight of the Super Hornet, we have the F7CR Hornet Tracker. You wouldn't want to go up against one of these in a game of hide and seek. Now, it does not have the canard turret up front. It also doesn't have any missiles. So this isn't really much of a dogfighter because all it does have are the guns on the wings. We'll get to that in a moment though. So it has a long look radar turret replacement underneath the ball turret. So it doesn't have the ball turret there, but it has this great radar. This is what helps you pick up your enemies from further away. It lets you pick them up faster, even with lower emissions. So that's going to be great when it's fully active in the verse. I can't wait for that. Then you have a couple of Frost Star coolers on there, an SASU Light Blossom power plant, but the site says it's a power bolt. Once again, not going to get too much into that because, you know, it's subject to change. And the Badger repeaters that are gimbal mounted to the wings are really your primary weapon. That's your only mode of defense because other than those, this is a pretty open ship. It's great for reconnaissance. It's great for running in, sneaking a peek at something, or seeing it from far away and then coming back. It's something that you'd want to have kind of out in front of some of your bigger ships, but not too far away from the armaments. Before I forget, like I already had, let's address how to get in here. You walk up to right about where the engine is, look at the engine or towards the side of the ship. Sometimes it varies, you know, it's just, again, it's in alpha, but you just look at that, hit use, ladder pops out, climb on in. I love these cockpits and the animations getting in there. There's so much detail. The Cloud Imperium team has just done a fantastic job with all of it. So if you had one of these, I wouldn't mind playing the tracker in a game of hide and seek. The Ghost is quite the hider, but we'll get into that in a moment. First off, it's got no canard turret up front, so once again, the Super Hornet's the only one with that at the moment, but it does have a mount for it. It has 8 Marksman 1 missiles, which matches the website. I kind of would have expected this to have, you know, a smaller payload, but that's fantastic. It has 2 gimbal mounted Badger repeaters, 1 on each wing, a couple of heat-safe coolers, a sonic light power plant that Robert Space Industries says is supposed to be a light blossom, as well as a ball turret ghost center cap. That is really, I believe, part of the sheer steel armor refit on here. That armor refit reduces this thing's ability to be tracked by radar, reduces emissions and output. It makes you pretty much invisible. The Ghost is great for sneaking past barricades and being able to sneak away from people when you have to. You'll drop this thing off the radar much sooner than you would other ships that have much higher emissions and don't have the armor refit on there. One thing I should say about the refit is, if you are trying to take off, you're using your boost, you're using your cruise, you're firing your weapons, it's going to have a higher output and it's going to negate a bit of that cloaking ability. So this is designed to sneak, not so much designed to be in dogfights. This is where you come up behind somebody and take them out real quick, or just get your information and go. Scanning. Let's go ahead and put some of the speeds up here, that way you can pause it and read them and know how quick these things can go. The base model, the F7C, starts in space combat mode at 220 meters per second, boosts up to 325, and tops out in cruise at 615. The beastie F7CM, the Super Hornet, starts off at 210 meters per second in space combat mode, boosts up to 320, and cruises at 610. Now this is the slowest of all the Hornet variants, but I mean honestly, its payload really compensates for the minimal difference in speed. It's very, very small. Now next is the F7CR, the Hornet Tracker. This one is the fastest of the variants, and for good reason. I mean, it's got the sensors on there, and it's designed to collect information and recon. Starts out at 225, boosts to 355, and tops out at 650 meters per second in cruise. Now the last one on the docket is the F7CS, the Hornet Ghost. Another quick one, about the same as the rest though. 220 in space combat, 325 in boost, and 620 in cruise. Another ship that is designed to kind of move more so than fight. Thanks again for joining me here for this not quite as quick as usual quick look. Let's go ahead and wrap this up with a little bit of combat. The F7C, that's your base model. It's a fantastic ship. It's great. It's utilitarian all around good. It also has good armor and shields just like the rest of them do, but it also has that big box store also you can haul cargo. When you're moving on down to the next one here, that is the F7CS, the Hornet Ghost. If you don't want to be found, that's the one to be using. It reduces your signatures, it has the armor replacement on there. It doesn't have a whole lot in the way of armaments, but you know what? That's perfectly fine because you're not trying to engage if you're in this thing. Of course, the Anvil F7CR. Now that particular Hornet, that's your tracker. As much as the Ghost doesn't want to be found, this thing wants to find it. It is great for being able to pick up people who are trying to breach your perimeters. It's great for being able to pick up people who may intend to do you harm so you can run away or let your team know so they can handle the situation. Or maybe you can handle it yourself if you think you can take them on with just this ship, because you can swap out these loadouts. Don't forget about that. Swap out whatever loadouts you want. Now, of course, the piece de resistance, if I said that right, is the F7CM, the Super Hornet, the beastie bad boy of the arena and of the verse. This is your quintessential combat ship, 4 repeaters, 8 missiles, 2 M4A laser cannons. These are just all-around great ships in general. Thank you very much for joining me here for this quick look at the Anvil Hornet variants, and I will see you in the verse. Ah, dang it.